Well, good Monday morning. Hey, this is Monday, and I haven't done any Monday videos, but I thought since I'm retired and I could do Monday videos, I have more time. My bathroom project will probably be almost done today. The contractor's coming, and he's going to do some hard things for me, and then there'll just be little things to do that we can finish up later, but the project will mostly be done. Then I got to work on the hallway. But anyway, the reason I thought I'd do some Mondays is because the little bit of hair that I have left is standing up like a rooster tail. Anyway, is because I do about 6 or 7 nursing homes each month, and I keep the same theme. And so, for example, this month I thought I would tell the Old Testament story of Naboth's vineyard. It's found in 1 Kings 21. I love the Old Testament stories. My dad used to revel in these, and he could repeat them at a moment's notice with quite a bit of emotion. I loved it. And as I surveyed my library briefly, I realized how few books I have on the Old Testament. That's alarming. I don't really like that. I guess I need some more books. Most of my books are systematic theology, and that's related to oh, man, I need more books. Anyway, so what I'm going to do today, I just thought I decided quickly over the weekend to do this. So all I thought I would do today is just read the story of Naboth and Ahab and Jezebel. And then each Monday we'll add more to the story. How's that? So it's found in 1 Kings chapter 21. And I just want to read it for you. And then we'll come back. We'll make a few comments as we go. And this is a story of breaking God's law. And each of these items are in God's commandments. Don't covet. Don't commit adultery. Don't lie. Don't cheat. Don't be a false witness. And all these are included in the story of Ahab and his wicked wife Jezebel. And believe it or not, it ends very tragically for her, and as we'll see as the story develops. Let's read 1 Kings 21 for today. This is a word for Monday from the Old Testament story of Ahab. Reading now from the Bible. Now it came to pass after these things that Naboth the Jezreelite had a vineyard which was in Jezreel beside the palace of Ahab, king of Samaria. Get the picture. Ahab spoke to Naboth, saying, and these two are of the same. They're both Jewish people. They're brothers. They're sons of Abraham, and on you could go. Ahab spoke to Naboth, saying, you know, fella, give me your vineyard, that I may have it for a vegetable garden, and here's why. Because it is close to my house. And I'll give you a better vineyard than it in its place. Or if you like, I'll give you the price of it in money. So you give him 3 options. But Naboth said to Ahab, the Lord forbids me that I should give you the inheritance of my fathers. Now we'll look into that, and I think it's in Numbers or somewhere that land was not to be sold. It was to be passed down from one generation to the next. So Ahab came into his house sullen and vexed because of the word which Naboth the Jezreelite had spoken to him, for he said, I will not give you the inheritance of my fathers. And he lay down on his bed and turned his face away and ate no food. Now I wonder how long he did that. Was it a couple days, weeks, hours? Anyway, Jezebel noticed. And we know that Jezebel was a very wicked woman. We'll discover her character and where she came from as we go on. Jezebel, his wife, came to him and said to him, how is it that your spirit is so sullen that you are not eating food? So he said to her, because I spoke to Naboth the Jezreelite and said to him, give me your vineyard for money, or else, if it pleases you, I'll give you a vineyard in its place. But he said, I'll not give you my vineyard. Jezebel, his wife, said to him, "Do you now reign over Israel? Arise and eat bread, and let your heart be joyful. I will give you the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite." There's trouble brewing in the tent. So she wrote letters in Ahab's name, sealed them with his seal, sent letters to the elders and to the nobles who were living in Naboth. Let's see how that goes. Who living with Naboth in his city. Now she wrote in the letters saying, and this is what the letter said, "Proclaim a fast and seat Naboth at the head of the people and seat 2 worthless men before him and let them testify against him, saying, 'You cursed God and the king.' Then take him out and stone him to death." Just not right. And here's the interesting thing about these stories. You can find daily life in these stories. That's why God wrote them and had them preserved for us to read. So the men of his city and the elders and the nobles who lived in his city did as Jezebel had sent word to them, just as it was written in the letters which she sent to them. They proclaimed a fast and seated Naboth at the head of the people. Wonder what his reaction was. Did he say, "No, wait a minute, you guys, what are you doing this for?" You can only imagine, can't you? Then the 2 worthless men came in and sat before them, and the worthless men testified against him, even against Naboth, before the people, saying, "Naboth cursed God and the king." So they took him outside the city and stoned him with death with stones. And we'll find out later that it wasn't only him, it was his sons. They killed his sons along with Naboth. But that wasn't the worst part. Wait till you find out how Jezebel dies. It's pretty gross. Then they sent word to Jezebel saying, "Naboth has been stoned and is dead." When Jezebel heard that Naboth had been stoned and was dead, Jezebel said to Ahab, "Arise, take possession of the vineyard of Naboth, the Jezreelite, which he refused to give you for money, for Naboth is not alive but dead." When Ahab heard that Naboth was dead, Ahab rose to go down to the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite to take possession of it. Didn't he question his wife? How did you get it? He wouldn't give it to me. How did you manage to get it? Aren't these questions? You need to ask questions. So, it doesn't say how long it was between verse 16 and verse 17. Could have been immediate, could have been a little while, could have been Ahab was in there getting things around the way he wanted them to do it. But anyway, the Lord saw it. And here's what happened. Then the word of the Lord came to Elijah the Tishbite, saying, "Arise, go down to meet Ahab, king of Israel, who is in Samaria. Behold, he is in the vineyard of Naboth, where he has gone down to take possession of it. You shall speak to him, saying, 'Thus saith the Lord, have you murdered and also taken possession?' And you shall speak to him, saying, 'Thus says the Lord, in the place where the dogs licked up the blood of Naboth, the dogs will lick up your blood also, even yours.'" Pretty gruesome, isn't it? That'll come later. And Ahab said to Elijah, "Have you found me, O mine enemy?" And he answered, "I have found you, because you've sold yourself to do evil in the sight of the Lord." He sold himself to do evil. "Behold, I will bring evil upon you, and will utterly sweep you away, and will cut off from Ahab every male, both bond and free in Israel. And I'll make your house like the house of Jeroboam the son of Nebat, and like the house of Baasha the son of Ahijah, because of the provocation with which you have provoked me to anger, and because you have made Israel to sin." Of Jezebel also has the Lord spoken, saying, "The dogs will eat Jezebel in the district of Jezreel. The one belonging to Ahab who dies in the city, the dogs will eat, and the one who dies in the field, the birds of the heavens will eat." Oh, man, gross stuff. Surely there was, now listen to this verse. And this is what's so informative about Old Testament stories. Surely there was no one like Ahab who sold himself to do evil in the sight of the Lord, because Jezebel, his wife, incited him. There was no one like Ahab who sold himself to do evil in the sight of the Lord. He acted very abominably in following idols, according to all that the Amorites had done, whom the Lord cast out before the sons of Israel. Amorites were bad people, and the Lord took care of them. And he did stuff like the Amorites did. It came about when Ahab heard these words that he tore his clothes and put on sackcloth and fasted, and he lay in sackcloth and went about despondent. And now it's despondently again. Then the word of the Lord came to Elijah the Tishbite, saying, "Do you see how Ahab has humbled himself before me? Because he has humbled himself before me, I will not bring the evil in his days, but I'll bring the evil upon his house in his son's days." So there you have it. The story of the Old Testament, breaking the laws of God, listening to bad voices. He's the king. He listened to his wife. She usurped his authority. And we'll go through some of those details more next time. But I encourage you to read these Old Testament stories. Start with 1 Kings and read the story of Elijah and Elisha. Interesting men. But today was 1 Kings 21. Take some time and read it. Just takes a few moments. And don't put yourself in the picture, but just look at the principles and the facts the Lord lays out, the laws the Lord has given. So that's the word for a Monday. The Old Testament story of Ahab and Jezebel. God bless you. You have a wonderful day.